Welcome to lesson 2 of the step-by-step tutorial. So going back now to the reference application, we can see that when we tap on a row in the list of customers, that we get to see a form that shows the customer name, address, city and state, and then a picture of the customer. So what we're going to do now in lesson 2 is we're going to add form controls to our component, and at the end of the lesson we're going to basically have the list that we added in lesson 1, and we're going to have added these form controls, and you'll see here that the form controls have these watermarks in them that indicate what data goes in the field. And the watermark is displayed when there's no data in the field, and then as soon as you type data in the field, the watermark has disappeared. It disappears, and then as soon as the text field contains nothing, the watermark goes back to being displayed. So let's go back now to where we left off at the end of lesson 1. If you didn't complete lesson 1, you can go to the lesson 2 project by clicking on lesson 2 and then opening up lesson 2 start, which is a pre-built component that contains the UX component in the form where it would be if you had gone through lesson number 1. So opening up lesson 2 start, we can see that at this point the only component, the only control on the UX component is the list that we built in lesson 1. And now let's go and add those form controls. So we just click on list 1 because we're going to be adding these new controls underneath list 1, and then we'd like to add text box controls. So the text box control is in the data controls section. So if data controls is not currently open, then just click on data controls, and to get the data controls and all the other controls visible, you must select the controls selector here in the top of the toolbox. So now I'm going to just click on text box, and this opens up the new control dialog. Now when the new control dialog opens up, you can either specify that you'd like to add one control at a time or multiple controls at once. So right now we'd like to add multiple controls at once, and the controls that we would like to add are a control for customer ID. So type in customer ID and then press enter to move to the next line. Then type in contact name, then type in company name, then type in address, then type in city, then type in country, and also then type in image. So we're going to just leave all of these other selections in their default, but you can see here that this is saying that the labels for each of these controls will be above each control, and the label justification will be left. So let's go ahead now and click OK, and that's going to add these new controls to our component. And then we can go ahead now and go over to working preview, and we can see that here are our controls, but it still doesn't look like what we're aiming at. First of all, we don't see any watermarks in any of the fields, so we're going to need to go back and add watermarks. And also we have a label above each control, and we don't want the label because we're going to rely on the watermark to tell us what each field, what the purpose of each field is. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video.